Scorpio&Sebek universe merchandise is here. Enter your realm before it's too late.
I'm back. I see. So I've been playing a lot of games recently, a lot of PlayStation 2 games, and I don't think a lot of people realize a lot of those games for that system were garbage. But I've been having issues finding one recently.
You will begin your journey, but first you must test your mind. For this journey won't be as easy as the mummy.
Man, come on now. Dude, I've beaten Alex Kidd, I beat the Mummy, and I almost beat Scorpion King Rise of the Arcadian. What the hell do I have
You have many games awaiting for you. Those games were only just the beginning. The next few games waiting for you will be far more challenging than any games you faced before. Become the ultimate game reviewer. Game reviewer.
I have a question. Do these kind of games, do they still hold up? It's not a lot of people who talk about many hack and slash games that were on the PlayStation 2. And Rygar was already famous on the NES, so how well does this hold up?
Rygar is one of those games that spawned the term Metroidvania, or a game that basically had the liberty of exploring a large map like on Metroid, and while also having the ability to destroy different types of demons and ghouls and ghosts with a non-linear style like Castlevania. I remember this mostly for reminding me a lot of Castlevania, and it came out before 1987, which was when the first Castlevania was produced. And this actually makes it one of the gods of all adventure games. The NES version was pretty difficult, but this was like a lot of games of that era, and a lot of games like Narc, Congo Bongo, and Shinobi, which were in the arcades, had a port on the NES, and I don't think they were on the Sega Master System. And that was just like how it was back in the 80s. I mean, I think about that a lot today, just how convenient games are now. But back then, those were really the only opportunities you had to play a game. I mean, just think, like, it's kind of hard to imagine, like, if that was your only chance to play a game, if it was something like Narc or Congo Bongo in the arcades. I mean, that's just crazy, because the only time you really had a chance to even go to the arcades is when you were, or your parents or somebody was doing laundry, and usually you had a few quarters to spare, so you would just go to a little arcade machine, and that was the only opportunity you had to even try to get far in the game. So could you imagine if the only chance you had to get far was actually by putting in 1,000,000 quarters to dodge monkeys and snakes and shit like on Congo Bongo? I mean, I'd rather just sit there and watch clothes just cycle in a dryer and washer back and forth. But in the mid-2000s, home video consoles had become the main source of entertainment. And like Narc, Shinobi, and thank God they never did this with Congo Bongo, Tecmo remade Rygar for the PlayStation 2 in 2003. Now, Tecmo was the first to actually do this as well. They made the original one, so you would think that with an updated processing engine and new graphics card, that this game will far exceed the NES as far as like fun, and entertainment, and everything else wise, right?
Oh shit. Oh, cool. I got a new disc armor. That's cool.
This game takes place during a time when men and women lived among gods and angels and these green things that looks like caterpies from Pokemon. In the beginning of this game, you get this ceremony for getting ready to go on this quest to fight in this war, in which the story kind of follows the same plot of Achilles and Odysseus in the battle for Troy. Before you get a chance to even crack open a bottle of mead, and really before you get the opportunity to even ask why you're even going on this adventure, this giant Titan god comes out of nowhere and just screws everything up and damn near kills you, until another god who assists you on this quest saves you. However, in the midst of all this chaos, this princess gets kidnapped and you have to go on this quest basically to save her. The game controls fairly decent, and I like how you can rotate in a 360 direction from the access point you stand at. But forget all the geometry abilities this game gives. Why are the camera angles like a PlayStation 1 prototype game from the year 1995? Shit, I can't even see here. I'm guessing the rationale behind why they would make the angles this way is to allow the player to visualize the scenery as if you're actually there. But goddamn, if I was actually here, it wouldn't be this hard for me to get around. Sometimes the angles get so far away that it's difficult to backtrack areas you just left. It's like you'll come out better dropping moldy breadcrumbs as if you're Hansel and fucking Gretel than to use this damn map they have here. I've got to admit, this map is an idiotic, fatal mistake. I mean, just a few seconds into the game and I'm already like confused about where I just was. Like what's going on here? As you're going through the Colosseum, your first thing is you try your best not to get lost, and then you're collecting these purple orbs which give you 10 build-up points by something called Sephiroth. Now it has something to do with your progression and actually obtaining different disc armor. Now for people who aren't too familiar with this game, this disc armor thing is basically a retractable shield that you get to use, and then as you progress through the game it actually has the ability to summon into different creatures that you could use in battle. Now what I don't like is how this isn't explained. I just kind of know that because I did my research before playing the game, and it reminds me a lot of like while you're playing Sonic 1 when you're first playing that and you're just collecting rings. It's like, just think about back in the day when you were playing that game, you had first played it and you just collecting all these rings. Your first thought is like, what are all these damn things for? And then after you collect about maybe 50 of them and then you get 100, you get an extra life, and then you realize, oh okay, well that's what they're for. But on Rygar, you don't really understand that. You just collect these things and then nothing happens. I mean, you don't get an extra life or anything. And I guess when you look at the menu, you kind of see what's going on when you actually gaining more experience to this armor thing, but none of this is ever explained. And you have to be extremely careful of these winding paths. What's crucially annoying is how enemies respawn. This helps you level up, but sometimes you get so sidetracked fighting them and you actually forget which door you just left or what door you need to go into. This especially gets annoying when they keep falling from the ceiling, like every time you take a step. And then you get to this one little point here where you need like some type of evasive maneuver. And this game does provide that with this slide move. And sometimes this move, it just makes getting around a lot quicker. So you might even find yourself just doing it just to move around.
Oh shit. Man, where the fuck did he come from? Shit, at least they're throwing a challenge at me. God damn.
The first boss is very standard and abnormal. And I say that because of the way it looks and then the way how surprisingly frustrating it can become. Because you have this one bastard on the left who trips you up while the other one on the right swipes at you with a cheap attack. And then this horse just douses everything and garnishes you with a flame of bullshit. This game does have a very nice scenery though. You know, when you look at it, it's very nice, and it really reminds you how lucky you were to even experience this with the PlayStation 2. Because during this era, you know, we were just coming out of the you know, the late 90s and the 2000s, so we were still used to watching games like, you know, like seeing cutscenes like Resident Evil Director's Cut and really being blown away by that. But when you actually saw games like this where, you know, you had the scenery in the video cutscenes and then it matched the gameplay and the scenery you have while you're actually playing the game, it just really made it really spectacular for that time. And looking back on this game, I'm really reminded of that, on how lucky we were to see that transition from Nintendo 64 to this. You could get used to being in the scenery until you go into another room and then the camera angle switches. Then you get pushed out of that room and you'll have to work your way through respawning enemies and then probably go up and down a few stairs, which is a lot harder than it looks in this game, especially being stuck at this fixed angle. I mean, it really does make you wish that you could adjust the camera angle a different way. I mean, I really appreciate what they did, but this shit is extremely fucking annoying. And then you have to deal with these fucking gray Weedles from Pokemon. And these things are a little stronger than those Caterpies. But when you defeat them, they give you a little bit more Sapphira and more defense. After you go through a few doors, you'll run into this guy who isn't that difficult. And then afterwards, you'll get the Cerebus as your new disc armor. You're able to customize this however you like on the menu option. Alright, all that work, finally, got a new disc armor. Here's my chant. Cerebus! The hell? The fuck, man? One thing about these disc armors you have to really make sure of is that you use the right one against your right enemy type. Because you would think after all this work you put in to try to get this fucking thing, and then it goes into all this animation and shit, that this attack would do a lot more damage than what the fuck it just did. I mean, for fuck's sake, my regular attack does more damage than what this fucker just did, so why do I even have to go through all that effort? And that shit required a lot of magic too. Okay. Alright, I'm getting them. Alright. Cerebus! Okay, so I guess that's how you're supposed to do it and summon him. I'm guessing. Damn, he's still not dead? Okay, attack, move, attack, shit, move, shit. Okay. Damn, I didn't realize that this health was there the whole time. Shit, this thing is not really that visible. On this temple level, I honestly had issues figuring out where to go. And on top of that, dealing with this camera. Man, it's like trying to film a movie scene by scene, dealing with this shit. And then you have to swing on these glowing eyeballs that's hoisted up in the air and just hope you stay on long enough to swing on to the next one. Then you have this laser beam that attacks you like that part at the end of Resident Evil 4. And man, does all this stuff just get in the way. Holy shit. Man, look at this. Fuck. Yes. Man. Whoa, shit, man. Why in the fuck is this here? Hell out of my way, asshole. Shit. This game just wants you to know how shitty its camera angles are. And they will remind you every chance they have. Man, again, am I Indiana Jones or Rygar? Why in the hell is this building designed this way? You can't even grapple onto the next platform without swinging at everything like an idiot. Damn it. Man, this Lake Ogopogo creature is a pain in the fucking ass. I mean, you can't hit this motherfucker without taking damage yourself. And he creeps like to the side and then he like fires these ice mortars from a distance. But as you start to get the hits, he really starts cheating and doesn't even give you an opportunity to even attack. The only way you can do any type of damage to him is using the disc armor that acts as like this boomerang you have to use, and you have to initiate this thing by initiating the disc armor. Then you have to hold square while moving the analog and dealing with the camera angles and shit and trying to avoid damage from him. And then you have to run backwards too. Come on, motherfucker. See what I mean? Shit. Damn it, man. Go. It's like you can't wait, you just gotta go. You gotta get in a few licks and just keep running before he goes underwater. Shit, I'm not gonna lie, this is a fun boss battle, but it could get very cheaply and annoying.
Who are you? What do you think you know?
It appears the sleeping lion has arrived.
I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed with this game, like story-wise, but gameplay-wise, I'm bored as hell. Like, man, it just seems very repetitive, and you keep doing the same stuff over and over again. And shit, it's kind of hard figuring out where the hell you're supposed to go, too.
Oh, looks so beautiful down here with all the eclectic waterfalls, crazy dimensional force fields. Oh no, more platforming. So what's the purpose of getting across there? Man. Back to the beginning where I can't figure out where to go next.
Damn. Well, least this isn't like Narc where I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm still failing the mission. But Rygar, it's not really a bad game. I mean, it's decent. It's got a good graphics, good plot to the storyline. The music is awesome. The gameplay is just a little repetitive, and it's not nothing that, you know, I'm really too interested in like that. It's a little bland for me, but it's been a lot of people I've seen that have said that this game had been influenced by God of War, and I don't really know if I can agree with that because Rygar has been pretty much around before I was even born, and that name is pretty much legendary among video game consoles. So the name itself, Rygar, is a legendary great game overall, but this 2005 or 2003 version, it sucks. It sucks.